Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm coming to do my wrap-up for the month of March 2016. I don't know why I put the year in there. Forgive me, I might be a little frazzled brain. This is the first time in a long time that I've actually sat in front of my camera. Most of my videos thus far for the month of March at least have been Friday Reads videos, which I've been recording on my webcam, so this feels a little funny to be sitting in the office and recording this video. And it's also warm in my house because I have not turned on the AC, so I digress. This might be like edited to death because I'm in a rambling mood. Okay, the books that I read for the month of March. I read a total of 7 books this month. 2 were audiobooks and 3 were novels, and then, that's not right. 3 were audiobooks, 3 were novels, and then I had 1 book that I read part as an audiobook and part reading it. The book that I read that was partially audiobook and partially read was Gray by E.L. James, which I read as an audiobook and then also on my phone. And in doing that, I came to the conclusion as to why I have not been using the Overdrive app now that I know how to use it, thanks to Nicole. But I haven't been using it as much as I could because I don't like reading on my iPhone. I don't like reading with the backlight. It really bothers me, and so now I'm in the thoughts of whether or not I'm going to get a new Kindle. I don't know, which leads to a whole nother issue because I have been neglecting my Kindle as of late, and it's stupid to buy another Kindle just so you can have Wi-Fi for Overdrive, in my opinion, when you haven't been using the Kindle that you have. And I'm kind of attached to my 2nd generation Kindle, so I don't know. Anyway, then I read Inferno and Illusion by Sherilyn Kenyon, both as audiobooks. And Inferno almost made me ready to put the series down. This is the Chronicles of Nick series, books 4 and 5, I do believe. And book 4 was much more tedious than book 5, but there are aspects of the writing in these that I'm getting tired of. The long soliloquies, the speeches that just go on for pages. I mean, and this one, if I had read this in print, there's a letter to a bully that was supposedly put up on a website that's like Aaliyah's 4-page letter. Too damn long. Front and back, 4-page letter. Too damn long. And I was just annoyed with that. And then some of the other things that had to do with just the structure of how the story went. And only because I already had Illusion on as the audiobook, I had borrowed both of these at the same time, only because I already had it and I needed something to occupy the ADD side of my brain while I was working on a project, that I go ahead and listen to this. And this one was better than Inferno, but I still did not enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed, or as much as I did enjoy the beginning parts of the series. I found myself skipping ahead of some things because some things were double described when one person saw it and then described again when somebody else saw it. And then every time Nick sees Cody, he's just so happy to see her and has to go through how she looks and what she's wearing and what her hair looks like. We got it. And I know that part of that is done because they're essentially written so that if you've never read the other books in the series, or you haven't read, you're reading them out of order, that you're not missing a lot of detail in doing that. But for those of us who are reading them in order, it's tedious and annoying. So yeah, this I rated 2 stars, and this I rated 3 on Goodreads, but really it's about 2.5, 2.75, somewhere in there. And on to the physical books that I read Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. These are books 2 and 3 in the Grisha Trilogy, and I was so nervous about reading these because as it's been like a year or 2, I think 2 years since I read Shadow and Bone, which I really enjoyed, and I really loved it. And that's why I went ahead and picked up the other 2, but in that time frame that has lapsed from me reading the first book, I've heard some mixed reviews of people who just didn't like the way that the series ended, this, that, and the third. And after reading, especially Ruin and Rising, I can understand why people didn't like how it ended. I still enjoyed the trilogy. I still enjoyed the stories, and I personally like how it ended because it's an ending, and I can appreciate that. If you've read these and would like to discuss them further in the comments below, just comment. We could talk down there, but I don't want to give out too much information. I think that this still is a good trilogy, and I would still recommend it if you're looking for something that's light to read yet engaging, and something that you're going to want to continue reading. This was not a labor to read, and I flew through both of them. But again, I can understand why people didn't like the endings or didn't like these as much as maybe the first ones, but I appreciated them because it did something that doesn't typically happen in YA fiction, especially YA fantasy that I have read thus far. The ending feels like an ending, and I think that's a good thing. Then I read Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is book 1 in the Infernal Devices trilogy, and I enjoyed this as well. I actually already own the trilogy, so it's not a question of whether or not I'm going to read it, but I really did enjoy this. I like that it's out of our time, and I like that it's in another country. The Mortal Instruments, if you read that series, is based in the US. This is based in London, and it's in the 1800s, and it's just great as far as that goes, to seeing the Shadowhunter saga play out without all of these advancements in technology that are present in the Mortal Instruments series. So I really did enjoy this as well. That's everything that I read in the month of March. I had, I think, an excellent reading month. Seven books is great for me, considering the fact that I have a 9-to-5. And part of the reason, or the main reason why I think I had such a good month, is that I did not really do a TBR for March. I just said I was gonna read whatever the fuck I wanted to read, and wherever my mind led me on my bookshelf, that's where I went. And as a result of that, I ended up reading 4 books from my bookshelf in 1 month, which rarely happens and needs to happen more, because I need to hashtag read my own damn books. And yeah, so that was good. So I'm gonna keep that party going. As far as the month of April goes, I only have 2 books on my TBR that I know I'm going to read in the month of April. One because it's a read-along book, and the other because I've already started it. And the one that I have already started is The Book of Harlan by Bernice L. McFadden, and I cannot not smile when I picked up this book. I couldn't wait, and so I got it from the publisher. I did pay for it. It was not sent to me for free. I purchased this. But yes, I've already started it. I started it actually on my lunch break, and I am 47 pages in. I plan to make some major headway with this weekend. And then The Polished Hoe by Austin Clarke, which is the read-along book for the month of April. And the read-along is being hosted by Dee over at Brown Girl Reading and Steve from Steve Reads Books. I will put the links to their channels in the description box below, as well as the read-along update or information video that Dee recently posted. I will link that in the description box below as well. If you are participating in this readathon or would like to participate in this readathon, I have been, read-along. I have been doing more read-alongs over the last few months, not necessarily starting in 2016, but over the last few months I've been doing more read-alongs, and I'm really enjoying doing that. That's all that I have strictly planned to read. There are a couple of readathons that are going on in the month of April. The only one that I know of right off the top of my head, because I have been just seeing videos about it from people that I am subscribed to, is the Read Your E-Reader TBR, or Read Your E-Reader readathon. And I can't remember who's hosting that. When I find that information out, I'll have them in the description box below as well. And again, I have been neglecting my Kindle, so it would behoove me to participate in the read-along or readathon, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not, and I'm not putting pressure on myself to do so. If I do that, then I will look at what I read and how it goes up with the challenges. I won't be doing like a TBR video for that or anything, but it's for the entire month of April. So if it's something that you're interested in checking out, definitely, or interested in participating in, definitely check out the links in the description box below so that you can get the information for that as well as the challenges. And yeah, there are some other readathons that are going on in the month of April, and I can't think of what they are right off the top of my head, so I'm not going to try to. If you know what they are, please feel free to post them in the comments below and let everybody else know as well as myself so that we can be in the know with BookTube news. And that is all that I have for this video, and I hope you all have a good weekend whenever you see this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for my new subscribers. Hi, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'm so glad that you found your way here, and I hope you continue to see things on this channel that you enjoy. And yeah, welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Peace out.